this is gonna be a very exciting video because TJ and I actually went yesterday to the local mall with an Nespresso boutique, which to be fair is not really local. It's like 50 minutes away. So with traffic at 6 p.m., it was like over an hour, but it was totally worth it because I was able to get a bunch of different Nespresso sleeves. So let's get into what I bought. Now, I would have recorded a video last night, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I was tired and I'm still trying to organize how I want my coffee bar with these. And if you guys have me on Instagram, if you have me on Snapchat, you will see that I posted a little bit of a sneak peek on some of the pods that I bought. So follow me on there. I'll put them somewhere on the screen. But let's get into it. So I think the first one, and one of the ones you guys know I was extremely excited about, was the Nespresso peppermint pinwheel. I was so excited for this one. To be quite frank, I don't know what makes it pepperminty other than the fact that it probably has some artificial flavoring, but let's see. Okay, so it says the peppermint flavor comes to life in this smooth Arabica blend of Latin American and African coffees, characteristic of a peppermint candy. I don't know what about that makes it peppermint, but I'm really excited to try it. I am actually not going to do any taste testing today. However, I think I might do a blind taste test in the next few days, and TJ's gonna make the coffee and I'm gonna see if I can hint out like which one is which based on their notes on here. So this will be good. When I'm doing a taste test, I'm expecting it to taste like peppermint, and if it doesn't, I'm suing. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, I think this is a half caffeinated pod. However, I'm really excited to try it. I have a, wait one second. I bought this bad girl, this Chobani oat milk peppermint mocha flavored creamer that I've been drying to try out with peppermint pinwheel. I'm probably gonna do like a weird coffee mocha thingy. I wish it came in espresso flavors. I'm hoping that at some point they do that. However, I am gonna try to make this work. Catch me on a taste test with this. Again, you guys need to follow me on TikTok and possibly even Instagram because I like to post those things, those related different ingredients and stuff on there before I like to bring it here because I don't know what works, girl. You know what I mean? Okay, so again, half caffeinated pod, super excited about this one. And you know, while I have it, I also have, it's really cute. It's a really cute little pod. You guys have probably seen it on other YouTubers' channels because it's been around for a while. Something that I found out, guys, here's the flipping tea. I found out that they were gonna bring back gingerbread this upcoming week of November something. It's November 14th through the 18th next week. They said they're gonna bring it back on the 16th, and so I came super early, and now I'm disappointed because I really wanted to try gingerbread. So catch me maybe ordering that later on. We'll see.
Don't tell TJ because he's already upset that I bought so many pods. But anyway.
Next one that I've been dying to try out, and that TJ actually got a sample of when we were at the store, is not that one, this one, the big pod of the hazelnut one, the Infinite Gourmet. So I don't know how, like I tried it, okay, at the Nespresso store because TJ got it, and I'm gonna tell you guys, it really does taste like hazelnut. I didn't even know what he got at first, and when I tasted it, it tasted like it. So I'm really excited to try this out, and I'm pretty sure I can get this again in a taste test. So it says the elegance of roasted hazelnut flavor with its sweet top notes of praline and delicate vanilla flavors. It says finds creative expression and infinitely gourmet. So it has a bunch of cereal notes, hazelnut flavors, and it says it goes best with a dash of milk. Same thing with the peppermint pinwheel. So I'm really excited about that. I think I might try this with my creme brulee creamer. I got the Silk creme brulee creamer, so I'm really excited to try it out with that. I also got the version of that in the original line, which is what I was just about to show you guys. So this is a really pretty pod. TJ already helped me kind of organize my pods yesterday. So he put this in there for us to try. I haven't tried any of my new flavors yet. I'm still trying to get through the old ones. So don't at me. I think I only have 5 more of those pods left, and then I'm going to move on to doing these little taste test things. So catch me in that video in about a week. But this pod I'm really excited to try because you guys already knew. You heard in my other videos, I'm not really a 8-ounce cup of coffee, pour over style type of gal. So I'm not like a huge fan of the Nespresso ones that are in 8 ounces. I will definitely have them because sometimes they really do taste good. And I think the hazelnut one that I got will taste good. I don't know about the peppermint, so you guys will see on my taste test. But I'm more excited about trying these in the little espresso flavors. I'm interested to see if the hazelnut flavor from the bigger pod translates into these smaller pods. So maybe we'll do a taste test comparison on that. So the next one we got was actually not one that I anticipated getting. Like, I didn't go into the Nespresso store and tell them I want that pod. However, they recommended this to me because, get in my brain for a second, I got this original line machine again on Facebook Marketplace a couple weeks back. I have not tried the variety pack that they usually give with it because of course I got it secondhand. I also have not tried a single original line from Nespresso aluminum capsules. So I was intrigued to get one that they have and not like a holiday flavored one, because we did get a lot of holiday flavors, as you guys will see later on in the video. But you know, the associate asked, do you guys want any more coffee? And I was like, well, what do you recommend, my guy? And he was like, you know what, I really like the Tokyo Lungo and the Vienna. And I decided to get the Tokyo Lungo because I really did want to do, we had a budget, okay? I did really want to get a Christmas flavor in that, but I also wanted to try the Tokyo Lungo because I heard some good things about it. And I have yet to try a Lungo in my original line yet. So I'm excited to try that out. But it is a very beautiful looking floral pod. I'm intrigued to see how this tastes. Overall, the box just says that it has a lot of floral notes, which I could guess just based on the capsule. It's gorgeous. And it doesn't have a recommended way of using it other than Lungo. So I'm excited to try that out for you guys. And like I said in my taste test, I'm going to see if it's actually as floral as like they claim it to be. Okay, because I have my doubts, I have my concerns, and I have my suspicions. So I'm going to check you guys on that Nespresso. Okay, so we didn't get through all of these to put them in my little Nespresso pod drawer yet because it's full right now. So we still have a couple in this box, but we did get double espresso scuro. Now, this is an intense pod. I can see that it is an 11. I'm intrigued to see how this is going to be because you guys know, along with not really liking big cups of coffee, I'm not really an intense coffee drinker. Like, I don't like my coffee too dark. So I'm intrigued to see if I actually really like this. I don't totally mind a dark espresso. I just don't think I can do like a dark full cup of coffee like Intenso or Stormio. I really didn't like those pods in the variety pack, to be honest. No hate to you Intenso or Stormio lovers. But this one says that it has a smoky character and hints of dark cocoa and subtle vanilla notes. So this will be extremely good with some of the syrups I have. Maybe I'll do like a mocha with this. So we'll see. But it signifies. It's a very dark pod. And I really like double espresso Chiaro. So hopefully this isn't too much of a step up from double espresso Chiaro. I feel like Chiaro is just a really good pod that could go very well with everything, but also still kind of a little bit intense that you could taste the coffee flavor. I feel like maybe I'll have my regrets, but we'll do a taste test for you guys later on and we'll see. So I am very excited to try this out. So the next one I have is a caramel creme brulee capsule. It's supposed to be one of those desserty pods. It says that it has those caramel notes, and I'm actually really excited to try this one. I'm a big fan on like those weird flavors of coffee, not really weird, but more dessert flavors of coffee that they have on the line. And TJ's favorite flavors from Starbucks are going to be like the creme brulee latte and the chestnut praline. And I think that between this pod and the hazelnut pod that we have around Christmas time, it's going to be baller. So I'm excited to make him a latte with this. Other than that, they recommend that it's used just as an espresso capsule, not a lungo. And they actually prefer it in a cappuccino. So I guess I'm gonna have to make that for them in a cappuccino. I love when they have the recommended way to have these capsules because I like the guidance, okay? I do like creative free will, but I also like to see how they prefer it. So this will be good. We have a couple more. So this one is something I'm also really excited about. This is an original line one. This is the Amaha Uganda Reviving Origins original line coffee. This is supposed to be a very woody cup of coffee, semi-intense. It's a level 8. And I think that this is going to be, I'm hoping it's similar to Ethiopia because TJ and I really did like the Ethiopia pod that we got in our last haul, and I'll probably review those in a second too. But that was a really good pod. So to know that it's woody is promising, I think. But I'm hoping that it's not too intense. I feel like sometimes they don't really do the numbering very well because sometimes pods that are like supposed to be not as intense really are intense and vice versa. So we're gonna see, and I'll give you guys a review on it. And the Reviving Origins sleeves are just absolutely gorgeous. Like, look at that. That is amazing. So I'm excited to try it. I think this will also be a fan favorite of TJ's. Y'all, I think out of all the ones that we got, this is one of the ones I'm the most excited to try. And that is the Infinite Double Espresso one, the blue capsule in the Virtual line that comes in a double espresso. This is supposed to be, you know, has like a fruity flavor as well as a woody flavor. And it's supposed to be at the right level of medium intensity. It's supposed to be at a 6. So this is promising for me. It's not going to be too intense. It's not going to be too light. I think this is going to be a good one. And it's supposed to have fruity and cereal notes. So I'm dying to try this in a latte. I'm excited to try this for you guys. Give me some recommended ways that you guys have tried it already if you haven't. I think I've heard some pretty good reviews on this one. So also, just look at that. They really bought their bussies for these freaking packages, guys. Like, I'm constantly amazed with the creativity that they come up with these sleeves because I have no creativity. Go off, sister. I love it. So for holiday flavors, this is one of my favorites so far. I think the other one that I'm really excited to try is the hazelnut in the original line, the small espresso shot and hazelnut, because those just scream holidays to me. I love it. And the last one we have, which I think this is probably my least excited one to try, just because I don't know how I feel about having really fruity coffee. It is the raspberry flavored one in the holiday flavors, the Infinite Fruit holiday flavor. Again, it's supposed to have like a raspberry flavor, and it's just recommended as a coffee. There's not really like a great way to have it, apparently. Just with a dash of milk, which of course definitely going to have it like that. I'm sorry, I'm not a black coffee drinker, so I'm not going to try it like any other way than with milk. Okay, so no, I'm not seeing anything remarkable on the box, but it is a beautiful box, like they always make it. So, and I think that's about it for the sleeves of pods. But guys, you're not ready for this. You're not ready for this because or shall I say TJ, I didn't just get one, okay? But I got 2 advent calendars, okay? I have a problem, if you guys didn't know, but I'm so excited to try these. I'm not going to be like the other YouTubers on coffee content and break open both of these for you and look at all the pods inside all in one sitting. Absolutely not. We are going to do this day by day. We're going to take you on a coffee adventure when it comes to December 1st. So you and I, me and you, buddy, we're going to be on the ride for this. So I'm so excited to do daily short videos with you guys about the coffee that I make with these. I'm definitely more excited to do this one, the original line, because again, I haven't gotten a variety pack for the original line machine, so I'm still very new to trying out original line coffees. So, because we have 2 per day, me and TJ are going to give you a little bit of a review. We're going to try it, and I'm so excited to do so. So basically, all the sleeves of coffee I bought are only going to be used this month of November, and not again until probably January because we're gonna have 2 cups of coffee per day. So that's gonna be a lot, but I'm so excited to try them with you guys. And I also got my cats an advent calendar too from PetSmart. So they're gonna be along for the ride, not coffee ride, but they're gonna be along for the toys. So this is gonna be really fun. Now, before I log off with y'all, I did want to do a quick review on some of the older pods that I bought in my last haul. So, because I wasn't really on recording stuff back then. So I did get Ethiopia the last time. This is my very last pod with this one. And I have to say, I think this is one of my favorites in the entire haul. And this is also TJ's favorite. I think that this pod is very floral and very complex tasting. If you guys are one of those people that's really into specialty coffees, like you want it coffee roasted right there, it's shipped to your door from literally Ethiopia, and y'all are ready to grind those beans, you know, in 3 days or less, and you know, get into that cup of coffee, and you want that freshness, this is going to be the closest you get so far, at least that I've tried, in the Nespresso line. And I've heard that even in the single origins and the reviving origins, I think this makes the top for complexity. I think personally that Nespresso branded coffee, not to throw them under the bus, they're a great company and they're a very sustainable company. I will say that. Do I think that all of their coffee pods are the best thing since sliced bread? Absolutely not. However, it is probably the closest thing that you're going to get the quality espresso without literally grinding the beans yourself, getting them from a local roaster, and doing it manually and dialing in your machine and stuff. So if you want the closest thing you're going to get to that level of manual espresso making, get yourself some Ethiopia. I think that that's going to be a great combo for y'all, and I think by far it's one of the most complex that I've tasted. However, maybe the Uganda and stuff might change my mind. So the other one I got last time was double espresso dolce. Now, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. I really like this pod. I think that this is a fan favorite for a reason, and I think that this pod is an absolutely wonderful pod for people like you guys maybe at home that aren't really a big coffee drinker in the first place. Like, you guys like your sweet lattes, your sweet cappuccinos, all that fun stuff, but don't really like the coffee taste. This is a great pod for you. It's a blonde espresso roast. It's not overpowering in coffee drinks, and it can go well with so many different syrups. I'm not kidding. It goes with so many of my syrups. It's just a great mixture, and it does have some caramel notes, some malty notes, so I would recommend it with like caramel syrup. I've used it in white mochas, you know, regular chocolate mochas, and things along those lines, and I absolutely adore this pod with all of those. So I think if you're going to match, definitely pair it up with sweeter syrups and sauces, because it's a sweet pod and it's an amazing pod. So highly recommend. I also forgot to say, I really recommend this in like shaken espressos. This is how I have my brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso or my chocolate almond milk shaken espresso, and it never disappoints. But I know a lot of you guys out there that already are on the Nespresso kick maybe, use double espresso Chiaro for your double espresso, shaken espressos type of thing. This is also a really great pod in general, but also for those. I think that if you want a little bit more of a kick from, you know, than your double espresso dolce, you're going to go to this one. This pod is definitely going to be less intense than Skuro. I can already see it. But it's right in the middle. It's not too overbearing. It's not too light. It's very versatile with almost anything you put it with as well. It is definitely, I think, tastes a little bit more woody, so I can see why they say it that as its flavor profile. But if you, again, want that coffee taste in your shaken espressos, lattes, cappuccinos, but you still don't want it to be too overpowered, I recommend this as a step up from like double espresso dolce. So whatever you're feeling that day. I tried it with a lot of syrups and it's still very versatile, so I enjoy it. Also, going back to Ethiopia, I do want to admit I've only had this iced one time, okay? And that was in an iced Americano. I think that this one went great with like in a cappuccino style hot drink. I don't think I'd recommend this as a cold pod. I can't get behind it. I tried it as an Americano, like I said, iced, and it was kind of horrific. In my opinion, I didn't like it. I think it was too earthy for that. But I did try this in a honey lavender latte, and I really enjoyed it because of the floral notes that came into this pod. And I think that any other thing that I tried, like with caramel, with a couple other like sauces, it was really good hot. So my preference is to have this hot. You guys might be completely different, but do your thing. And if you guys can convince me that there's a recipe that goes really well with this ice, please send it over. But I don't know if I can get behind that, guys. So this one is one of my last ones from the old line. This is Audacio. And it is an 8-ounce cup of coffee. I will say that this is the most versatile pod I've had so far. I think that this cup of coffee, plain medium roast, not too light, not too intense. If you guys are transitioning from a Keurig and don't want to try these foo-foo flavors or weird stuff from different origins and you just want a regular cup of coffee, like you are Joe Schmo, you just want to put your vanilla, caramel, or whatever it may be creamer in a cup of coffee and you want it to taste good, I absolutely highly recommend this Audacio pod. Why? Because I can't taste any sort of undertones from this pod. I know that they say there's floral out there, and you know what? I was also suspicious when I took my first little sip of this pod. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, I don't get absolutely any of that. But I feel the same way about Ice Leggero, which I'll talk about next. But this pod, very versatile. I've tried it with all the neutral flavors. I've also tried it iced, and it also tastes really, really good. I do prefer this pod hot with French vanilla syrup and a French vanilla creamer. That is the best way to have this pod, in my opinion. So that is my roundup for these little pods right here. In terms of pods that I don't have with me that I ran out of, but I ordered in my last haul, we have Ice Leggero. Let me talk to you guys about Ice Leggero, and I'll probably put it somewhere on the screen right now. So Ice Leggero, it is a pod that goes beautifully with iced drinks, and I would freaking hope so because that's what the name is. But I will say it left me underwhelmed. I don't think that that pod is the best thing since sliced bread. It has no undertones. There's absolutely no complexity to it, in my opinion. I think that if you wanted a pod, again, for you coffee drinkers that don't really like the taste of coffee and just want to hide your coffee in creamers and syrups and milk, that is going to be your go-to pod, especially in iced lattes and iced cappuccinos, whatever it may be. More so than like double espresso dolce, because I feel like you can still taste like the maltiness of the double espresso dolce pod. That iced Leggero pod, I think, is a little bit more refreshing than dolce, but I think that it mentions like fruity or floral notes or something like that. I don't get any of that. I don't know what they're talking about. I think Nespresso is a little bit high because I think that is just the plainest pod ever. And I think, again, appeals great to the majority because you can literally pair it with anything and it not be bad. But I think that I probably won't be ordering it again until summertime when it's really hot and I want a refreshing iced latte that I can pair with literally any syrup or milk. So if that is you and you don't really care for trying, again, foo-foo flavors and you just want a plain cup of iced latte, go for that pod. The other pod that I had from my last haul that I no longer have because I used it all up is the pumpkin spice cake. Pumpkin spice cake was like one of my favorite holiday ones so far. I really can't recommend it enough. That's all I have to say. I've been trying it with my pumpkin munchkin Dunkin' creamer. I've tried it with pumpkin pie. I've tried it hot. I've tried it iced. Highly recommend for all of those, and it's very versatile in terms of trying it with weird spicy flavors like brown sugar, like butter pecan, like nutty spicy flavors. I don't think I'd recommend it with like lavender or something. I think that tastes probably gross, but maybe you guys like it with lavender. Let me know. But I recommend that pod around the fall time. So if you've been debating whether to get it, I've got through all my 10, so go out and get it, girl. I don't know if they still, I didn't see it on the website. I know that the Nespresso boutique I went to, they did have the spice cake still, but on the website they didn't. So go to your nearest Nespresso boutique. Maybe you want to pick up a sleeve late, closer to Thanksgiving. So highly recommend it. The very last one that I tried, it's actually not a Nespresso branded pod. Hear me out, guys. When I got my machine, my original line machine, I didn't have any pods, like I said. They didn't come with a variety pack. I didn't go out and buy pods from the Nespresso store. However, I did go to Target and I got just a third-party pod line that was relatively inexpensive that I could just try to make sure the machine worked. That was the Pete's Ristretto 10 pod. I'll put it somewhere on the screen here. It was a really good pod for a pod that was unplanned. But out of all of the pods that I bought last time around, that was by far my least favorite. And here's why. Y'all already know, like I said, I do not like intense pods. That pod was literally smacking me in the face. Smacking me in the face, like, smacking me in the face, okay? I hated that. I can't drink it black. Anybody who drinks that black is like tough as nails because I can still taste it in my mouth when I think about it. It was that dark. For you guys that really like dark espresso roast, go have a fair, have a festival, have whatever you want with that pod because that is going to be your fan favorite, I guess. That pod though went really well because it had the dark chocolate notes with mochas, white mochas, stuff that brought it down a little bit with some milk, but you can still very much taste the coffee in it. I feel like I'm gonna feel that way with double espresso scuro as well, but maybe I'm gonna like it better. I definitely did want to try it, but it was a good pod. I probably will not be getting it again. I don't feel the need to when I have all these original line pods right now. And I don't want to bag on Pete's Coffee whatsoever because they actually do have some good K-Cup lines. So I'm intrigued to try some more third-party pods from them to see if I actually do like it. And maybe I'll do that later on. But yeah, and I think the only other pods that I got last time was a bunch of the Starbucks Vertuo line pods. Absolutely adored the Blonde Espresso Roast. I think that's probably a fan favorite for third parties anyway. I don't like single espresso shots just because I always drink it double, so I just feel like I'm having to redo the machine all over again, but highly recommended that one. The espresso roasted one, the dark one, was so, oh god, that also punched me in the face. I feel like it had less complexity though than the Pete's Coffee. So I you know what, I will have to say, I feel like that was probably my least favorite now that I think about it, because I like more complexity with my coffee if it's going to be intense, and that definitely had less complexity. Anyway, that is it from me, guys. This was a longer video, so I think that you guys should go out and buy at least some of the pods that I reviewed because they were all really, really good. And I think for buying Nespresso pods for the first time and not really like doing my research on them, I think they were all a fantastic success. I think that they were all really good, and I don't regret spending money on them. I drank all of them, obviously. They're not just sitting in my cabinet waiting for me to give away. I just probably wouldn't get some of them again. But yeah. So, I think that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for going on this ride with me. I'm so excited to do some taste tests soon. And I'm so excited for my advent calendar. Yay! Okay. That is it. I will see you guys on the flip side, and I'll catch you in a new video. Bye, guys.